at 7 a.m., demanding I take it down immediately. I told him no, and hung up. 2 days later, a process server knocked on our door with legal papers. The Pierce family was filing for a restraining order, claiming I was running a harassment campaign against them. The paperwork said I was causing them emotional distress and damaging their reputation. My mom read through it and laughed at the part where they claimed to be victims. We had to appear in court the following week. Nadine met us at the courthouse wearing a sharp black suit and carrying a thick folder of evidence. She'd organized everything perfectly with tabs and labels. The timeline of my college rejections matched exactly with when the Pierce family started their campaign. She had screenshots of the job termination email that came right after the incident. She even had the police report from when my mom's tires were slashed, though they couldn't prove who did it. The judge was an older woman with gray hair who looked tired before we even started. The Pierce family's lawyer went first and painted me as a dangerous student who'd poisoned a teacher and was now stalking the family online. He showed printed screenshots of the fake social media accounts I'd made and tried to connect them to me. Nadine objected and pointed out they had no proof those accounts were mine. When it was our turn, Nadine laid out everything chronologically. She showed how the college rejection started immediately after the suspension. She had emails from my former boss saying he'd been pressured to fire me. She presented the threatening video I'd recorded of the daughter at our house. The judge watched it twice and frowned at the Pierce family's lawyer. After 2 hours of arguments, the judge granted a mutual restraining order, meaning neither side could contact the other. She said both families needed to move on and warned that any violations would result in criminal charges. Outside the courthouse, Nadine told me this was actually good for us because it protected me from further retaliation. That afternoon, Lance called me with huge news. He'd been digging through school records using a Freedom of Information request and found something incredible. The substitute teacher database showed Mrs. Pierce's allergy information was updated 3 days after the incident. The original file from when she first registered as a substitute had no allergy warnings at all. The famous red ink warning wasn't there until after she'd already collapsed in my classroom. Lance had copies of both versions with timestamps proving the change. He was writing an article about it for tomorrow's paper. Nadine practically ran to her car when I told her. She spent the rest of the day preparing our lawsuit against the Pierce family and the school district. The complaint was 40 pages long and alleged negligence on the school's part for not having proper allergy protocols. It accused the Pierce family of defamation and intentional interference with my economic opportunities. She filed it electronically that evening and hand-delivered copies the next morning. The school board called an emergency meeting for that Thursday night. The auditorium was packed with angry parents on both sides. Some supported the Pierce family and said the school needed better safety measures. Others thought the whole thing was blown out of proportion and the school had overreacted. One dad stood up and said if peanut residue was really that dangerous, then the school should ban all peanut products immediately. Another parent pointed out that would punish hundreds of kids for one incident. The arguing got so loud the board president had to call for order 3 times. They voted to table the discussion until their lawyers could review our lawsuit. Meanwhile, things were shifting in town. The daughter's best friend posted on Instagram that she couldn't support someone who would destroy a teenager's future over an accident. She said she'd